All right, hey folks, welcome back here to the Blitzkrieg battle, the first edition of the NA Blitzkrieg battle here from the plays. I am Dust. With me is my trusty producer Mitch Mann, and we're
What
bringing
up?
you semifinals. What?
I said what up.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like telling me something was messed up or something like
It's all
that.
good.
Anyway, we have ITS. Who we just watched dominate. Check 9 going up against Pure Gaming. If you're confused, so are we. Obviously, they got picked up by the Pure Gaming organization, even though that we already had a team called Pure, so it's caused some confusion. But you should recognize some of these guys. Dizzy has been kind of a guy streaming a lot of Battalion, really good, like MDL level Counter-Strike player, very young, very good aim, definitely one of the youngsters to keep up with in Battalion. And then Wilski is also like a pretty solid player for this team, but he's actually not scoping. Dizzy is, which is a little bit interesting. I feel like Dizzy's kind of a jack of many trades in this game. And Wilski's always been a kind of a scope player, but they've let Dizzy take the scope, so that's interesting. And we do have, of course, a ITS that's been loaded with some solid aimers, and 3 of them are still alive right now, Nicholas, NST, and Wicked, as they're trying to get control of Church and get this bomb planted, but they are playing a man down right now. And here comes Seth through the graveyard with the STG, making it even worse on ITS right now as they start pushing into the Churchway. And ST doing his damnedest with this knife and his Thompson. He actually does get the knife frag. Oh my goodness. And now it's quickly turned into a 1v2. It's on Wilski with the Gewere slowly creeping into the Church. Gotta worry about NST up close with this Thompson, able to get the jump on him, but he's closing distance against a Thompson. Not always the fight that you want. It can be very difficult. You definitely can get melted by this thing, and that's exactly what happens. NST winning the first round of the semis for his team.
That was a very fast round there. Didn't expect to see a knife in the first round of the semi-finals, but there you have it. Maybe indicative of how this match is going to go.
Yeah, I would certainly expect Pure to put up a better fight than what Check 9 did. They're a team that's been together for quite a lot. Dizzy, obviously, a little bit of a recent addition before they were playing with Doggo. So Dizzy hasn't been on the team for too long. Been kind of like a mercenary playing with a couple of different teams in earlier tournaments, but now he has found a home here.
He is a very solid solo player, though, I believe.
Yeah. Again, I am really surprised to see him scoping over Wilski. I would figure you'd let Wilski keep the scope because that's what he's always been really well known for. And he's pretty damn good at it. And let Dizzy, like, just be a flex player on all the other classes. I mean, I just feel like he's probably a better rifler than Wilski is. But Wilski is, like, such a good scope. And even if Dizzy might be a better scope, I don't know. I think you get more out of Dizzy if you let him play different class. I don't know. Maybe they're experimenting. Either way, I don't want to harp on that discussion for too long. They obviously know better than I do. They practice together all the time. As we do see Dizzy hitting a nice little headshot there onto NST. It actually gets his team back into this round. They were down a man, but now they've evened it up. Ooh, great shotgun flank here from Narf on short. Good for a kill. Nicholas is quick to trade and get it back into even numbers, though. But the frags just keep going back and forth, actually. Nicholas is now left alone. 1v2. He has the Thompson. He also has the bomb. I think he tried the fake there. He ran away, maybe forcing Dizzy to rotate and respect the fact that he could be going A. But Dizzy will just hold his ground. They want to stick together and play as 2. If they have to retake A, so be it, I think is kind of the philosophy here. But Nicholas EJO comes around, catches him in the corner. That's Dizzy with the scope down, and now he's just got one player left to deal with. I think he heard Seth pick up a card. So that will be the sound indicator to Nicholas on where this player is. But Seth still gets the jump on him with the headshot there on the STG. And evens the score up 1-all.
Really surprised to see Seth going for that kill there. There were only 8 seconds left as he was running through the double doors. That's going to make it really close. I'm not sure if he could have planted on time. Maybe just about. But definitely I think the right play might have been to hide and wait for the plant. You know that if he gets off it, as long as you can make it away. I mean, you have the advantage where you'll probably get the kill in the first place. But he can't get off that without killing you, as he did only have just enough time to plant. You know, almost gave him an opening into the round. Could have won it, but it did work out, so fair enough.
And we do see a focused effort here from ITS on trying to take into A, but Narf up close with the shotgun, chops down 3. That is not the bounty you want. A shotgun in a tight corridor never is going to be a good time for you. And now it's just 2 members left here for the ITS side, both outlawed. They're getting flanked right now by Dizzy, who does have the default class this time around, doesn't have the scope. Or maybe this is a secondary. He might have picked one up. off of like the fallen player or something. Sure. Seth inside Church does find Lunar. So the odds continue to stack against the Allies at this point, and Berg will just go ahead and finish the job. So the lead being taken back here by Pure. If we get Pure versus Pure 1 in the finals, like, I'm
That's
not even
be
sure
confusing.
how I'm going to do that. You'd hate to see it.
Pure and
I mean, you'd love to see it because those are probably the two best teams in the tournament, but yeah.
It's have been putting up a pretty good show, though. I'd like to see them taking on Pure in the final. I think it's pretty much taken as a granted that we'll see the other Pure 1 in the finals at this point. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think they're a convincingly strong
They did
set.
make the semifinals for sure. They did beat We Could Be Pro. One-sided scoreline in that 13-4 after beating Pro Club or 13-2. So they're definitely riding through the top of the bracket right now. The opposite side of where we're focused at right now in this semifinal. So, yeah, it definitely seems likely they would make it there. Again, they've won pretty much every tournament in NA except for one. So definitely a favorite. In fact, Lex is in chat for some reason. Shouldn't he be playing a semifinal? Maybe he's waiting on the other quarterfinal to finish to see who his opponent will be.
Yeah,
to come hang out here. We appreciate you. Either way, this round has pretty much gone by the wayside for Pure Gaming, as we do have a three-on-one situation. The bomb going down in Church. Dizzy, the last guy left. He did pick up an STG. He is quite a skilled aimer, but this would be asking a lot of him. He does have a good amount of time. He got here pretty quick after the bomb was planted, so this does kind of maximize his potential for pulling this off. But again, a tall task ahead of him, and as he slowly comes around the corner of the wraparound, Wicked with the scope was ready for it. And so we've timed the game right back up at 2 apiece. So having that hotly contested start to this semifinal, which is always nice to see. You hate to see a crazy one-sided affair.
Absolutely. The last 2 games weren't exactly the best to watch. It was pretty one-sided all over. And it's 2-2. It's going to be a pretty promising start to this game anyways. Possibly going to see an overtime maybe come out like we did in the last game. That'd be nice. We have got time to play with the other match.
You know what else is nice? We've had some European players come in. We got Iga from Penta in chat, and then we have Fancy from the Bang in chat. So that's pretty cool. Some EU people coming in here to kind of watch the NA scene, maybe pick up on what we're doing over here. Wicked. That's a great pick onto Wilski, who was trying to get aggressive inside Cinema, by the way. Lunar also able to find a frag here. That's going to allow them to start pushing through the broken building. Only Dizzy left here inside the site. Trapped in the corner. Does get one, which is actually pretty solid for the hand he was dealt. That was a rough situation to be in with the default class. But now the Allies are really clamping down. It's left Narf all by his lonesome with the Gaware coming through double doors. Smoke in his face. He will trudge through it, only to get shot in the side from an ST who was playing over by Cinema. And again, this map can be a really rough map for Allies, typically. Mostly just because half the map gets cut off from you by well-timed set nades by Axis on mid. So crossing towards Cinema can be really hard. You usually have to like wait for the nades, and that gives Axis time to push lower Cinema and fire escape and get into heaven themselves. And it cuts off a lot of your access to the B site. You have to deal with people in your face. But that round, you saw them handle it really well. Wicked, particularly catching Wolski up close with the scope, was big.
The cross smoke on middle actually missed there. So it's going to really delay them going towards the B side. And as the Axis know that smoke is missed, they might start to rotate towards A a little bit. Not actually seeing anything yet. They aren't actually holding
I think a lot
control.
of Allied teams will just say, like, screw it. Like, if you're going to keep timing us out from getting towards Cinema, we'll just go A. Fair enough. And I think that's like kind of the next step for the meta of this map. For Allies, we'll be figuring out new ways to attack the A bomb site so you avoid all that nonsense in middle with grenades. We do see that they made it out alt, and they do have front Church. Sync's actually wrapping around Tram to get over towards Graveyard, but Narf is here in the Graveyard and might be able to put a stop to it. But he's getting pressured from a lot of different angles right now because they've already run through Church, and he will get pinched basically from sight and long. He does get taken out. The spawn is going to start getting planted here. Still 4 members up for the Allied side. Berg has been able to take out 1, but it's still a 2v4 here for Pure Gaming, and now it's gotten much worse as it's just Wolski left. MP40 in hand, does spot Synced over here towards the Graveyard, does tag him up a little bit, but can't finish the job as Sync does jump the gap. gets regened, pairs up with his teammate, NST, who now hold a crossfire in Graveyard that Wilski will try to penetrate. Does get the spot onto NST, but Synced is going to be there to make the trade, which is what they were well set up for. So that is now 4 rounds going the way of the Allies. And this is a lot of Allied rounds really early in this game for this particular map. So it's looking a little bit grim right now for Pure Gaming.
Yeah, the cards are starting to diminish again. I've seen only 1 heavy left, I think. Didn't quite get too much of a glimpse there, but it's not going to be great. They are leaving the bomb, and never mind. They're going back for it. And the smoke hits this time. They're going to be able to cross towards the B side. A good nade coming in from Synced. Going towards Broken Wall, but he's not going to pick anybody. They are playing pretty passive there, avoiding those pre-nades.
Wicked already found a pick as well. They're getting control of Cinema. They're, got Broken Building as well now, so Pure has really been cut off. But that's a great scope shot from Dizzy, just peeking the double doors, able to even it back up with the pick into lower Cinema, I believe that was. He's now looking for a pick into Heaven with his scope. There is a player up there. He's already crossed the doorway to the left-hand side, but as he crosses back, Dizzy spots him, but doesn't pull the trigger. There wasn't enough of NST really showing there for him to do much. In the meantime, over at middle, Lunar has caught the flank from Narf, and so the numbers advantage slides back over to the side of ITS. And they still have plenty of time to take this patiently and wait for the right opportunity to present itself. And it seems like they're electing to just get the hell out of there. Oh, Seth, he's trying to peek middle to get some information, runs into like 3 allies deciding to rotate, just gets lined up. I mean, there was not much he could do. That was very unfortunate. I could see what he was going for. He needed information. He needed to know if they were falling back towards A. He found out, but it came at a huge cost. That was basically his whole entire body was sacrificed for the cause. And now it's all on Dizzy in a 1 versus 4. And while he is an excellent player, this is a little bit too much of a hurdle to jump. As Lunar takes it down, and again, we are seeing a really solid allied side coming out from ITS. This is, like, at this point, if you have 5 rounds, you'd already feel pretty good about your allied side, I feel like. Yet, they could get even more. They still have a lot of rounds to play.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting 5 rounds on Derailed, ally side, you're going to be really happy with that. But they've actually managed to string so many rounds together that the Axis are pretty much starved for cards at this point. We're seeing 3, I think 4 defaults coming in. And that's going to make it even more likely that you're going to pick up more rounds, which is something the Axis don't really need to give away at this point. It is a very Axis-sided map. The most Axis-sided as far as I'm aware.
Look at the adjustment from Pure, by the way. They're getting very aggressive at middle. They've put some smokes up to allow Dizzy to actually get onto Axis side of tank. Unfortunately, Lunar, with the SMG, is going to take him down. So the aggression at middle, unfortunately, didn't pay off. But it has bought time for Berg and Wilski to get some better positions inside the Cinema site by Fire Escape and Heaven. So this might make it a little bit harder for ITS to clear site because they do have some good angles. And yeah, there it is. Some kills coming in for Pure. Wilski gets one of them. Berg for 2, plus the assist on the other 2 frags. Now it's all up to Synced and Wicked. They're in a 2v3. Synced tries to run through spawn, but Narf, with the scope, was paying attention. So again, I guess the mid-aggression didn't really work for frags, but it certainly gave Wilski and Berg time to get into some really good spots, and so it still did have an impact for the team as a whole, and they should be waltzing away with this round at this point. Wicked should not be finding a way to win a 1v3 with the scope. In fact, I think he's more looking to save it, maybe try to get some cards. Does see that there is a shotgun card right there in front of him towards Axis spawn. May go for that a little bit later.
It's going to do pretty well for the Pure economy anyways. I think they managed to save a few cards out of that. Could bring them back into it. And the fact that they won that round with so few, good cards, I suppose, in play is quite good. Only 2 Pathfinders, but I think a lot of players will prefer the Pathfinder to the default. They have still got an abundance of smoke grenades to use. I think all of them, they start with 8, don't they?
Yeah.
So
Narf, in the meantime, is the one who will be carrying over the scope card this round. Will he keep it is the question. I don't think you can drop a gun in this game.
Oh, you can just take another card though, and it will replace that back into the pool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is true. That is true. He could do that. We do have a pause that came up, though. Not sure what the reasoning for it was. I know Dizzy did cause it. They needed a pause, but didn't give a reason. So not sure if there's some type of issue or what the deal is, but we'll just wait it out. Finally see Pure being able to get some points on the board. Still well behind, though, on the side of the map where you hope to be getting your big lead. Again, this is probably the most access-sided map in the rotation, I had to guess. Don't have any like actual stats on that, but it just feels that's how I've seen this map play out most times.
A lot of things are up in the air though at the moment with no real meta. I mean, Derailed has a pretty solid meta of nading middle. Allies have to smoke it across, and you got some, you know, pretty much meta across the board. Being when you enter a site, look at the sky. Other than that though, I don't think there's too much established on this site. We don't see kind of regular smoke executes on the site, on either site, and it's very difficult for teams to decide whether, say for example, they're going towards the A site, whether you go back towards Graveyard, how many of you go towards Graveyard. It can be quite hard to get solid stats this early on in the game, as there isn't really it's very difficult to counter a defensive side when there's no real meta on the defensive side.
Ooh, Seth with the delayed nade middle gets 2 players who are trying to cross Cinema a little bit late. Again, if you stagger your nades as axis on middle, you can just cut off Cinema, cut off that whole side of the map, really. Also bought time for Pure to get aggressive in Cinema, where they got another kill, but Lunar and Synced have actually fought back. Synced actually pushed through spawn and got a kill on the backside. And now Dizzy's in a lot of trouble. He's getting pinched from 2 different angles. He's got to be real careful right now, Dizzy. Because Lunar is going to be coming around from Cinema to maybe greet him over here at short B. But Dizzy, he heard that pickup, so Dizzy should have the information. And yes, he does get the kill. Well done. Narf also did catch the player inside axis spawn. So finally, we're seeing some response out of Pure Gaming. They seem to be getting back on track, getting some rounds. I think that's 2 in a row for them. 1 round away from tying it up. Try to see if they can salvage this half. As again, the scope will stay in the hands of Narf. Again, it is blowing me away that I'm not seeing Wilski with the scope. As much as I used to see him use it early on in Battalion, like in beta and alpha when we were first starting to see like innate scrims pick up. It's been everyone else but him using it.
Well, we saw Dizzy picking it up earlier on, and that kind of made a little bit more sense because he was the new player to the lineup. Maybe he demanded it, but Wilski, even though it was swapping hands, it didn't go into his hands, which is a bit unusual.
Yeah, Dizzy, big play here. Gets a couple with the push out at short B. Leaves just 2 allies left alive. That's Nicholas and Wicked inside Cinema. Every time I say that word, it makes me think of that stupid EDM song.
Which word?
The Cinema song.
I
don't know the EDM song, Cinema? Come on.
I probably do, just don't know the name.
Yeah. It's not actually that stupid. It's okay. I mean, as far as EDM goes, it's not too shabby. Not the biggest EDM fan, but anyway, NST left alone. Actually, it's Wicked, apparently. Player bars broke. Wicked's the one left alive with the scope in his hands. That makes more sense. He is the scope for this team. Just saving it, I would imagine. Not much he's going to be able to do here. We'll go 5-5. Tied up now. So there you go. The round ends. Wicked. Does he hold the scope card? He might get pushed here by Bergs. Thompson. Oh, he knifed him in the face! Oh, get bodied. Okay then, sir. Absolutely wrecked. Does keep the scope card. Also, he just wrecked the whole damn server when he did that. We've had our, ritual crash halfway through first half that we have every time. Did you get it too?
Yeah, I'm back in.
Every time.
Half the UI is gone, but it's okay.
Yep. That's just the life we lead. Again, I know that's going to get fixed in the next update. Howard from the dev team, I've been in contact with him about spec bugs and things we want to see in spec, and he has let me know that that is a well-known issue that they do have a fix for. So, good news. 5-5 score right now. I'm finally back on the server myself. We have a 4-on-5 apparently. So apparently one of the allies have already bit the dust.
Now I know that song.
Yeah, it was a wordplay about my own name. Wasn't very well done though. To be fair, we do have allies just kind of getting picked apart right now by the side of Pure Gaming. Nicholas finally getting the kill here in Graveyard though to maybe steer it back in his team's direction. But as I say that, a nade falls onto Wicked. And now it's all on Nicholas. 1 versus 3. He does have the bomb nearby him in the church, so that's not the issue. The issue is finding some frags. There's too much against him right now. Wilski inside the God window. We'll come off of it, though, so won't give Nicholas a chance for a frag. Nick will tap the bomb, decides to push out to the front of the church, lines up 2 kills. That's exactly what he needed to give himself a chance, and he will go for the plant now. It's all on Wilski with the Guerre. They're trying to win this 1v1 out. Spams him through the box as he's completing the bomb plant. And while you get the plant, it doesn't really matter. You don't get any points for bomb plants in the current state of this game. It's all about just buying more time. And so Wilski gets the kill, gets the defuse, and gets the lead for, it feels like the first time this game. I mean, they might have been up. No, I think they were down 2-0. Came back a little bit. And then...
I think they did take a 2-1. Pure took a 2-1 lead and then went back down. I'm pretty sure. I
don't remember. Server crashed. We don't have a timeline on the scoreboard.
Yeah, true.
To look at like we do in CS, so you hate to see it.
Oh, well.
I don't know. Maybe someone in chat has better memory than me, but certainly it's been a while since we've had a lead. I think we can point that out. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. Last round, I think everybody has cards now. I'm not too sure. My entire UI is gone.
Yep, you know, you hate to see that. Again, fixes on the way for all of this. We are in early access, boys, and it is very early in early access. And girls, you never know who's in chat. No zombie unicorns out in chat. Of course, she is hopeful that her boyfriend Lex from the other Pure Gaming will be making their way into the finals. They are currently in the semifinals match right now as we speak. Nicholas TGL catching Wilski getting aggressive there inside Cinema. Gets the man advantage over here to ITS. NST lining up what could be a deadly nade if anybody was in B. No one there to receive that one, though. But at least gets him some information. Now they will decide to shift their focus, though, back towards middle. They're running middle towards Axis Spawn. No, they're not, actually. They're going to go through Alt Connector to get to the front of the church. Now, here's the thing. Bergie is still in Cinema. So Seth has to buy a lot of time for that rotation to set in, or he needs to just come up with like a really sick 1v2 spray down. He should be hearing all this now, and this will alert Bergie to rotate, but still, he's got a lot of responsibility until Berg can get in position to help him out. But they may not think that Seth's in Graveyard. They may be thinking, oh, he's surely still in Spawn or something. So Seth, he's doing a lot of work right now. He waits when the kid to the plant and comes in. Well done by Seth. Great decision-making, great patience, solid positioning. Your hat's off to him. He did everything right there, and he reaps the reward of a round win. Up 7-5. Still, though, I feel like they're going to wish they got more rounds on their Axis side than 7 for this particular map.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw 6-6 before on, I think Manor House? No, not Manor House. We saw it on Liberation. And, while that's, you know, reasonable for both teams, nobody has too much of an advantage going into that. On Derailed, it's such an Axis-sided map. Having a 2-round advantage coming into this is not it's not ideal. It's not a fair representation of how Axis-sided it is. And hopefully we'll see Pure Gaming, or it's actually capitalizing on that.
Yeah, Lunar and NST have been able to get control of Cinema. Again, this happens a lot. Axis are usually able to get control of Cinema due to delayed mid-timings thanks to the nades. But Pure, just pushing through Broken Wall, kills, and while Lunar and NST have control of Cinema, okay, fine, but we've just killed everyone in the site, and now if we can control Axis Spawn, we can just plant for Axis Spawn, and you can just stay in Cinema. That's totally fine. That's exactly what's happened here. So it's come back to haunt them a little bit. It's usually a powerful position, but in this particular situation, when Pure has been able to penetrate Axis Spawn, it comes back to bite them. But it's still a 1v2 in the end of the day, as NST finally does break through from Cinema, gets a couple of kills, and winds up ultimately winning the round for his team. will also collect a nice handful of cards to roll over for his team. Plenty of time to defuse as well, so it will be another round going the way of ITS, who will quickly close that gap.
Bomb defused.
So 6-7. Still a little bit in favor of Pure on the Allied side, but that lead is quickly shrinking. See if they can keep it up here, though. A good push right now into B from Broken Wall from Narf on the default class. He's already gotten an equal exchange out of things. We'll even pick up the Thompson off of his fallen teammates, which I believe was Dizzy. So that will certainly give him an extra little bit to work with here, as we do see the bars raining out on middle. Wilski trying to kind of control mid, which will allow them to slide through courtyard. And Berg's actually already pushed all the way to graveyard. So this is a lot of information and map control for Pure that Berg's been able to gain. He will run up against Wicked, though, right now in the graveyard. He does win that fight, though. That's huge. This gives them a man advantage. They have a lot of info towards A. They can get into Church. Now, Nicholas and Lunar and Sync, they're all coming through spawn already. And Narf, who was trying to cut off the rotation through spawn from middle, has been caught. And so now it becomes a little bit more scary. Nicholas is getting a kill onto Seth. Now Pure's lead in this round is gone. Their advantages eradicated. In fact, they're the ones really behind now. It's just Wilski left in a 1v3. How quickly the tides have turned. Looking so good for Pure with the numbers and the map control they had, but when Axis got control of their own spawn back, it's been kind of a nightmare since then. Wilski tapping the bomb, trying to see if someone's going to push him. No one does, and in fact, he just gets spammed through by Nicholas, and so it is now tied up 7-all. Solid analysis. Yep, gotcha. That's I couldn't have said it better myself. And don't worry, I know, like, you guys got to give him some slack. He's trying to run the stream and fix like different things to make sure the stream's working, so isn't always able to pitch in commentary. That's totally fine.
Having a few issues on the spec UI. It's gonna be kind of hard to keep track of the action now.
Yeah.
Numbers aren't working to switch players, but I'll try my best. Sorry, you guys.
All good, man. All Gucci. As we are seeing Lunar and ST again getting into lower cinema control. They've gotten the 5-on-3 as well, so the B attack's really been slowed down. Dizzy does pick up a kill onto Nicholas TJO, though, with the scope, so that does give them at least 1 foot forward in what is kind of a uphill battle. And now it's even worse. Wicked, a little bit of late mid-peak timing, will be able to catch a player and keep a 2-man advantage for ITS. Synced, held up here on top of the fire escape, holding the broken building. Lunar and NST again still control lower cinema. They don't have anyone towards A right now, so I mean, if Pure could get over there, maybe they'd have a chance, but maybe they don't even have bomb. I'm not sure. Sync misses his first attempt on the shot at Broken Wall, but he's hearing everyone kind of jump and run in, so at least he's able to get the information. Good smoke here by Pure. It blocks NST and Lunar off from being able to get vision into the site. So again, maybe their forward positioning could come back to haunt them here as they try to go for the plant towards Axis side. Seth, great kill onto NST as they try to push through that smoke. And this is some really great work from Pure. They've got it back into a 2-on-2, but they need to work fast because the time is running very, very low, and they need to plant. Seth needs to commit to a plant or chase down Wicked and get the frag, but Wicked is running and secures the victory off the clock. And now it's the lead gone back to ITS. It's now 8-7.
Oh, Seth just missing out.
There.
Seth just missing out on that sniper card there. That's not going to do them too many favors. They have got a lot of cards in the terms of Rifleman, Heavy, and Pathfinder, but they haven't got a sniper card. So, oh, they have. Dizzy has one. How did Dizzy get one? I'm very confused.
That's probably just their last one left.
Yeah,
bad, but sometimes it also just shows what they had in the previous round, so it may be a bug, and he may not actually have a scope. I'm not sure. Either way,
Yeah.
it was just really came down to them being, stalled out for way too long in broken building. But a good mix of frags here from Pure as they just pour into B rapidly at that. Axis members getting melted across the board, left, right, and center. Wicked did get 1 kill, and that's going to be it, though. It's now all on Nicholas in a 1v4. Certainly a guy who's shown to have some pretty deadly aim throughout all these matches we've watched so far from him, but this is a bit much, and he will just decide to save that STG and let this tie up 8 apiece.
I'm quite surprised that he's trying to save so passively, that he's not going a little bit aggressive to try to get some kills on the exits. Not that exits are a big deal in this game. Of course, the bomb doesn't actually do any damage when it blows up. I'm not sure if that's due to change or not, but certainly a very different saving strategy you got to go for than in Counter-Strike, where they don't have to exit the site post round. But I don't think the economy on its was quite that bad that he needed to save it. I could be wrong. I was mainly focused on the pure economy, but yeah, they did have a pretty good economy.
But any little card counts, especially when you're in a situation like that where you're in a close game, so you may be draining cards because you may have to be playing more rounds than just the ones you need to win. You may be losing a couple along the way. So you got to think about long term, especially in a situation where you're in a 1v4. You're probably not going to win that.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh, it just gets worse. But wait, there's more. It's like a telemercial.
And another one.
Oh yeah, you can throw that meme in too. And the little DJ Khaled infomercial mix-up meme works well. At this point, if you're Seth and Dizzy, it's just like, well, that's that round. Like, yeah. I mean, there's really not much you can do. Again, that's why Derailed can sometimes be like just the thorn in the ally side all the way through. Those pesky nades at middle. It's the only map in the rotation right now where you're basically forced to deal with nades to get somewhere on the map that you really, really want. Basically, the whole half of that map is cut off by those very grenades. Yeah, sure, there are some set nades that Axis can throw on other maps, like mid-arch on Coastal, or coastal part of Coastal, like that sidewalk, the ramp area. You can pre-nade that. There really isn't. I guess there are some pre-nades Garden that Axis can throw, but those are a lot easier to avoid than the mid-nades on this map, I feel like.
Yeah, especially because it does cut off your access to literally half of the map with one grenade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were talking about before this game, what we just saw in that round. 9-8 now to the Axis. And it pretty much gives them a free round. I mean, as long as you play that right, there's not too many ways you can lose a 5 versus 2. We saw them stacking towards the B site. Of course, they didn't want to give control of the B site. If they did have even just 2 players there, it is a potential gain for the ally side. And if they get onto the B site, it's not quite as open as the A side. In a 3 versus 2 situation, theoretically, it's going to be way easier to retake A than it is B. That's why we see a heavy stack towards the B side, with them kind of giving up A. Although they did manage to get the kills, I don't think they lost anyone either.
Nope, yeah, they did not. They waited out their grenades, and so they will be able to get into Cinema. Usually, Axis use the nades, even if they don't get kills, as a way to press up aggressively in Cinema. That's like usually the other thing you gain from those set nades is slowing down your opponent to get better positioning. But they actually don't do that this time. They just decide to play inside the site. And I think that's because Pure have been really good about like smoking out lower Cinema and like realizing, hey, they're probably there, but we'll just cut them off from watching the site. Now, Sing did use the time to get a close on fire escape and into heaven, but Narf has now chased them back down with the Thompson. Tries to go for the kill, but can't hit the shot. Synced instead somehow survives all of that and gets a kill himself. And so Pure are on the back foot. It could be ITS, the one reaching double digits instead. Blitzkrieg trying to do his damnedest to stop that from happening, but he's lost his teammate after he got that frag, and now he's in a really tough 1 versus 3. He's pushing into Ticket with the Thompson in hand. Might be able to get behind Lunar. I don't think they expect Blitzkrieg to do this maneuver right now. He could very well, if he's patient, he can get both these kills in. In fact, he does. He gets it back into a very winnable 1 versus 1. Time is a little bit on the side of Nicholas, but Still, Wilski's done a lot of good work on the bomb down, though, in such a rough spot. Nicholas is being patient, though. He's not even peeking. He's forcing Wilski to grab the bomb and go for the plant. Wilski will tap. Nicholas comes around broken building. Oh, no, he pushes through short. They're wrapping around each other. This is so tense. Who's going to see each other first? Oh, Wilski doesn't get the kill. Now he doesn't even have time to plant. He's probably going to lose his card to Nicholas. Oh, man. Such a good effort by him, but just in the very end, he just didn't happen to catch Nicholas. A game of milliseconds, a game of timing. He was on the wrong end of it that time.
You can't expect him to win that round in a 1 versus 3, but he almost had it. That flank, I don't know how they didn't think of that. I'm not quite sure. I suppose it's a 3-man game. They didn't expect him to have the balls to just push through there. But wow, that was close. And a round that definitely could have brought the Allies back into the game. Back in a winnable.
Narf did beat those nades, by the way. So Narf could definitely catch these Axis off guard. Who would have thought he wouldn't have been able to get here this fast? They would have thought the nades would have slowed him down. Narf is catching a sick timing right now. He does get spotted by Sync, though, in the end. And whew, the frags come out so fast for ITS. They're about to hit 11. They are now just a couple of steps away from hitting the grand finals, unless Berg has something to say about it. He's in a 1-on-5. He's already gotten 1 kill, but looking for much more would be a crazy effort. Not gonna happen. So ITS 2 rounds away from booking their spot in the grand finals against, I'm not sure yet. I think the other semi is still active. I know it's Pure versus Warm-Up Warriors. I know Pure's the favorite team to make it to the finals, but
yeah, I don't
the
know
other Pure, by the way. Yeah. It is very confusing, I know. 2 teams called Pure. Pure 1, yeah, there you go. Pure 1 is the likely team to make the finals on their side of the bracket, but who knows? Maybe Warm-Up Warriors can give an upset. I don't really know much about that team, so couldn't really tell you much about them. They have a couple of good players on the team, though, like Magic and Hero and stuff like that, so they could maybe do it. Either way, back to the game in front of us. 11-8, Pure. Spilling out over towards the A side actually really fast. They've already gotten a couple of players towards Graveyard through long A. In fact, 3 players towards Graveyard. Narf and Berg will just be at wraparound watching for Wicked's flank. A couple of trades going off here as Pure control the church and Graveyard now. But again, it's all about this flank from Wicked. Narf may get surprised by it. And that could be a real problem if that does happen, as Wicked is coming around. Does check the corner, does take down Narf. Back to a 3-on-3. Bomb did get planted. So that means that the Axis are now the ones with the pressure to work quickly. Berg has already cut one of them off, but a quick trade back from Wicked. Dizzy with the shotgun, good for a kill, and he's really given Pure a real chance to go ahead and close this one out and finally get another round on the board. It's been a bit of a drought. Wicked with the MP40 inside the site has tagged Dizzy a couple times. Will now jump out, look for Graveyard, but Wilski's doing a great job at avoiding him, and that frees up Dizzy to push him with the shotgun to find the kill, and it's 11-9. So Pure Gaming, they're not done just yet. They're still here. They're still fighting.
That fast A allows them to negate all of the nades thrown on middle as well. So they're not going to give up any kills fast. It's going to be kind of difficult now. If they lose another round because of those nades, like we saw before, the 3-nade kill, I think they're going to be a little bit hesitant going towards the B site, because they only need to give up 2 rounds, but they're so close with only 4 needed for themselves. So
ooh. Narf almost bit the dust there. Does get naded down, but he will be able to survive and get the regen.
NST's nade coming in. That's a good nade for Broken Wall, but it's not going to get anybody. A Broken House.
Yeah, Pure's done a good job of actually getting a lot of members into lower cinema right now. In fact, pretty much everyone's there except for Wilski, who's watching for some type of shorter broken building push. Narf trying to lead the way here with the bar. Decides to divert, actually, to go towards Heaven. They know Sync's been playing up here a lot with the Car 98, and he's up there again. They're going to force him to leave. They put a nade out, but Sync just pushes forward and gets the kill instead. What a move by him. He does get killed, and it is an even trade so far, MB, but certainly made the best out of a bad situation. Bomb is going to be planted here any moment, perhaps. Wilski gets 1 kill. Now they will commit to the plant, but all of a sudden Lunar and ST get some headshots, and now all of a sudden that plant can't happen anymore. Wilski the only one left with the shotgun. Certainly good in close quarters battles, but will he find a close range fight? Gets the bomb, taps, hoping to draw someone out. Axis aren't biting it. They aren't falling for it. They're staying together here towards their spawn, waiting for Wolski to make a commitment. Wolski's commitment is actually to push into Marble. Thinks better of it, comes back to the site, starts to plan again, hoping to see a peek, checks ticket. It's just discipline from the Axis. They're not giving it to him, but now he'll push with the shotgun. He's good for one, but Lunar was right there for the trade. That was a brilliant effort from Wolski. He was doing everything right, just couldn't get that second shotgun shell out. And now it is ITS, one round away from punching their tickets to the finals of this first NA edition of Blitzkrieg Battle.
Only one round to go for the Axis side. Of course, as we said before, the favourite to win this. And the Allies are going to have to win 4 in a row if they want to... Well, 3 in a row if they want to bring this to overtime. It's going to be very difficult on a map that is this Axis-sided. But they're going to start off well with a nice pick through middle.
Hell yeah, Dizzy. That was a real nice shot. Good nade kill as well from Seth, but Lunar pushes out short B to get something back, and Wicked pushes up alt mid for a kill. That was really ballsy play with the Guer. Picks up an FTG as well for his troubles.
How?
Oof. It's not looking good right now for Pure now. They had such a good opening, but now they're actually a man down. Wolski has pushed into Axis spawn. Will Wicked be aware of it? In the meantime, NSD and Lunar have pushed out B, so Wolski's going to basically get pinched right now. This means Wicked can be a little bit more cautious. Oh, and he does catch Wolski coming through, and that's going to be it. GG, Pure Gaming, the former Western Kings, one of the better teams in NA, have been taken down by ITS, who has, ever since they made like a roster move to bring on Nicholas TJO and company, they've been really hot in the NA scene in some of these tournaments, from what I've been told. And now they're going to make a finals appearance against, I'm not sure who it is yet. I think that other game's still going on between Pure and Warm Up Warriors. But if Pure comes through, Pure's a team that lost to ITS twice in the previous Fast Frags tournament on Derailed both times, I think it was. So, you know, that was the #1 team in NA, was Lex's Pure team, or Pure 1 rather. But now they've shown they have some struggles against ITS. So that means the finals could be quite a barn burner, really. I mean, it could be ITS looking to dethrone Pure 1 as maybe the best team in NA currently. We'll have to see. But we're going to take a quick break. Appreciate all of you tuning in. If you're enjoying yourself, please do follow the Twitch channel.